Starting again. Amazing grace, how
sweet the sound.
What else? What else?
That saved a wretch
Like
me.
Yes, I
once
was
lost,
Yep.
but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see.
Wow.
Chord.
That was beautiful.
That was amazing.
Guys, we actually messed that up the first time. The audio disconnected. So what you're hearing is the second take.
Second take. You would have never seen it before.
The guitar almost fell on me just now. How you doing, man?
Oh, I've been pretty good. Prosper.
Great musical performance you just gave us there.
Yeah, it's I'm glad that I had such a helpful guitarist
I appreciate
by
it
my
man.
side.
Yeah, well, work in tandem. It's Medium Preezy. Everyone, thank you once again for tuning in to this Medium Preezy report. It's been a while.
It's been 2 months.
2 months exactly. Yeah. Lots happened since then. Nothing huge, but
Happy New Year.
oh,
We're in a new year.
that's true.
Not even just a new quarter.
Yeah, true, dude. Time flies, eh?
Yeah. So we it's not even that joke where it's like, oh, we haven't done a thing since last year. It's like we literally haven't done a podcast.
We didn't do it at all. Yeah, man, dude. But yeah, 2023, really excited. Do you do resolutions or anything?
I haven't really gotten any.
Yeah.
But my brother is doing this thing where he has a theme for the year.
Okay.
And it just seems a bit more practical because it's like something that you can just sort of use to guide you rather than it being like, oh, I'm going to get this specific thing done that you probably won't get done.
Interesting.
Whereas if you have that theme, it's like you just come back to the theme and then it's fine.
So James has a theme.
Yeah, so his theme for this year is culture.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is
last year, I think it was focus.
James, I don't understand you, man.
So last year it was focus, and so he was focusing on his studies.
Yeah,
and This year, his theme is
culture,
and so that could be learning about other people's cultures. That could be learning about his own cultures, or
It's
like
true. Yeah,
because
he was learning
embrace culture.
Wasn't he learning Mandarin at some point?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah. So he's doing his thing.
Yeah.
But I think I want to steal that.
Yeah. So what would your theme be if you were to steal it?
I'm not sure.
Jeez. You gave us this whole revelation about culture and nah, man, it's all right. I mean, if I was to, I don't know. I haven't thought about it too much, but
do you have a resolution?
I was off resolutions for a bit. Now I'm on resolutions again, but not in a new year, new me kind of way. It's more like a, I don't know. Like it's always that turning of the page bit where you feel like you're starting again. So
yeah, of course.
I have a few, but I think it's just more about like short-term goals that I set and then going from there. But yeah. Well, we started off boring. New Year's resolutions and jeez. Dude, big news, man. The World Cup happened.
The World Cup happened.
Messi won.
Messi.
I remember
we were talking about
we were sat here and
our last episode.
you were here and you were telling, I don't get it with Messi. I don't get it. I don't get it. Do you finally understand now?
I try to. I sent you a message when I found out that Argentina had won.
Yep.
And I was like, I just said the word Messi with exclamation marks.
Yeah.
I was like, Messi.
Yeah, but it still didn't like sit with you just how big that was, eh?
Like I understand it,
Okay,
but I'm not like
it still doesn't
invested.
mean anything. I get that. I get that.
I'm like, it's cool, and I'm happy for him, and I'm happy for Argentina, and like it's very big, especially since 30 years since they
80 what was it 82?
1982. Oh, so that would be even 40 years.
Yeah, I don't remember the exact year they won, but I think it was 82 when they last won. But yeah, man, it's big. It's big for that country. It's big for them. And it was like that. Well, for Messi anyway, it was the feather on the cap that he needed. I've always been Team Messi from young. You know, my first team I supported was Liverpool, but then since like 03, I've been Barcelona as well. And then Messi being a part of Barcelona, just naturally after my favorite player, he's probably been my favorite to watch. So this was, I don't know, if Messi, you're listening, congratulations. I traveled halfway across the world to come see you. I got to see you. I was like 100 meters away from you. You didn't see me, but you waved in my direction. Thank you.
Nice.
I also cried at the end when you won. Just
fair enough.
Naturally.
And you brought back souvenirs as well.
Yeah, a little bit. A few souvenirs.
And an Adidas or Adidas, depending on your preference.
What did I get? I got you the headscarf, right?
Head scarf, yeah.
Dude, man, if we have time.
I need to learn how to do it.
Let me tell you, visiting Dubai, bro, that whole culture.
Right.
I love that country, man.
Yeah.
Genuinely. Like I think I'm gonna go back for another holiday, but place is beautiful. And the headscarf thing, I just don't know how to tie it.
Yeah, I wouldn't know.
You didn't figure it out.
I was trying to, and it just didn't work.
No. You're right. Yeah, man. Yeah, no, World Cup was big. Super excited, and keen for the next one, which is gonna be in
4 years' time.
Good old America.
Ooh.
You coming?
America.
You're not gonna come.
Maybe.
I'm going, man.
See.
I'm going.
We'll have to see.
Yeah.
How we go.
If you're interested, then.
If the podcast is still running, I'll be obliged to because
yeah. Episode season 10 episode whatever then.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Be pretty
cool.
Pretty cool. Yeah, a lot has happened in the last 2 months.
Yeah.
I think I've been pretty bad at keeping up with everything, to be honest, because in November, basically, I just went home after work every day and played Spider-Man.
Oh,
yeah!
Didn't you want Miles Morales?
I played Miles Morales, and then I played the original Marvel Spider-Man.
Yeah, right.
So I played Miles Morales first,
then
which was
a
good experience.
Yep.
Have you played it?
I did the opposite.
Right.
I finished maybe a week ago. I played the original, then I played Miles Morales. How'd you find it?
I think I haven't finished the original one, which feels weird.
Right.
Because I know sort of what happens in the end.
Yep.
But oh man, just the characters and seeing that peek into what it's like to be a kid living in I think he lives in Brooklyn or something, right?
Peter Parker or Miles Morales?
Miles.
Yeah, he's moved to Harlem.
Oh, in Harlem, that's right. Yeah, and just seeing this kid become Spider-Man is it's different to the other one because you already are Spider-Man.
Yeah, that's right.
But it's to see him come into his own and take responsibility and get just beaten on.
Yep.
And then where his friend sacrifices herself in the end. Dude, I cried.
Oh yeah.
Bro.
Oh, what's her name? Finn.
Finn, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, because at first I thought it was like a romance arc they were taking with them.
Yeah, that's what I
Then
thought as well.
I realized it's like, oh no, it's really like their childhood friends kind of thing.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if it's like a bit of both.
Yeah.
Like I feel like there was that tension. But it was like, oh, but nah, like, well, we're just childhood friends.
Or maybe it was like one of those. It's like it could have been, but then they just met at a point in time again where they were just on opposite sides.
Yeah, they were both
everything, right?
Yeah, just do these ridiculous things for their age because they're both like high school students. 17, yeah, and they're both like trying to create revolution in the city.
And that's the thing too. It's like I feel like that game, it gave me like this weird perspective. You know, like when you're playing it and then you get like I got existential playing it, where I was just like, all right, here's this 17-year-old kid. He's got math homework. He's got science homework. He's got assignments to do, and he's saving New York City. Like what? Let's flip that and say, when you and I were 17, same thing, math homework, science homework. We have to save Sydney City. How's that gonna?
Yeah, imagine that. I would just not be able to do it.
Just like give up.
And it's I love how they in that game they have those parallel like sort of motives because it's like they both want the same thing. They both want to take down Roxxon.
Yeah.
But Miles doesn't want to do it the way that Finn does.
Yeah.
And so just seeing the fact that they're both like trying to get the same goal, but the way that they're achieving it is so different. Yeah. And that final battle was just like
epic.
Oh, mate.
And it's one of those things where it's like I think it's a really well like written thing because in recent years anyway, the rise of the anti-hero in stories, I really like that. Like when you blur the line between like good and bad in terms of
she's so close to being a hero.
Yeah, it's like it's clear that she's not because she's given this like big ugly suit and she's whooping Spider-Man and the whole game you're playing as him, so you know it's like.
But even like Uncle Aaron, the way that he like he's sort of with you, but he's sort of like still like a criminal. Yeah. And then it's like he locks you up in this place and you have to fight him. Yep. It's like, oh, dude, what is
your own uncle? Yeah.
Your own uncle like locking you up in this subway, and you have to make your way out by beating him. Yeah. It's like,
but like I love those types of stories though, right? Because it's like, I don't know. I feel like it makes for a more interesting story when you find yourself going like, I don't know, I kind of side with the villain on this. Yeah. I kind of side a little bit with them.
Because I was like, oh, why don't I just stay in this subway? Yeah. Like then I'm
no one has to get hurt.
Yeah, I don't have any responsibility because I was locked up. So yeah. So if Finn destroys all of Harlem, oh well. Yeah.
But then it's your family and Jesus, long. But no, I thought it was well written. I thought it was really well written.
Yeah, I got up to the part in Spider-Man PS4 where Jefferson dies, and you play as Miles as just a normal.
Yeah, Officer Jefferson.
Yeah, Jefferson Davis. Yeah.
Oh yeah, man, dude.
I literally like was playing and I was just crying.
That scene, like, man. Oh. Yeah, because he like you was spoiling the game for anyone who's like you're playing and you meet him at that warehouse.
Yeah, you meet him there.
He helps you out, having like a nice conversation. And I didn't clock until a bit later that I'm like, oh, he's talking about his son. Like his son is actually Miles because it was Officer Davis.
Like, Miles Morales.
Yeah. Like, what is Miles?
Named after his mum. Yeah.
Exactly. So, yeah, that was just interesting. But all in all, loved it. And which is actually curious. Like, how's that, the animation going to go, into the Spider-Verse?
Oh, man, I'm so excited for that.
Part 2, right?
I think it's going to go so well. Yeah. I watched Into the Spider-Verse the other day again, just as like a rewatch. It still hits me in the feels every time. Man.
That scene where he, that's all it is, Miles. A leap of faith.
A leap of faith. Yeah, and then he's like tied up in the chair, and his dad comes to the door. Yep. And he's like, "I just see this spark in you." I was like, "Oh no!"
He starts running. He's wearing the Air Force Ones, Black Spider-Man suit. I'm like, "Jeez, man, what's this guy?" Yeah. No, that movie. I don't know that like those animations. I think that was a different style of doing animation.
Yeah,
And it just made it look really interesting because it was
Yeah.
very comic kind of style where you have
and
like
the like script is really well written.
oh yeah,
Like
yeah.
just like even the timing of it and
Yeah.
like the performance of his dad, like him being at the door and then saying like, "Oh, I see this spark. It's so amazing.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say I love you."
Yeah. And he
You
couldn't
don't
say it
have
back.
to say it back.
Yeah.
And it's just like the timing and the delivery of it was so like impactful. It's like,
Yeah.
oh god.
Yeah, I'll do, man. There's something about. I'm excited because it's like the superhero movies. It's not just like these big, like hulking kind of figures. It's now like you're starting to, I don't know, relate to them a bit more.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, more relatable characters. It's always good. Yeah, I'm excited for Across the Spider-Verse. I think it's gonna be really good.
Yeah, no, that one was looking good. Have you watched Avatar?
I haven't watched Avatar, so that came out this month, right?
Yeah, no, last month.
Last month, sorry, December.
Okay, so I've watched it twice.
You watched it twice.
I've watched it
Is that
twice.
good?
I don't want to say it was like amazing. I certainly don't understand the backlash.
Oh, there was backlash?
There was backlash, but it's, I don't know. A lot of people just been giving it some weird backlash.
Okay.
I don't understand it. I thought it was a well executed, visually pleasing movie, even better than the first one. So
that's good.
Yeah,
I haven't seen the first one in a long time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't remember how long ago I last saw
I think
it.
maybe like 5 years ago. I watched the first one.
Last time I watched it was probably 2012. Like I must have rewatched it at some point.
Yeah, right.
Because it came out in 2009, but
yeah,
I don't think I've watched it any more recently than when I was in year 7.
So I watched it for the first time when I was in year 7 or 8. So like 2011.
2009, right?
Yeah, but like I watched it in like 2012, maybe 2011, like around the time where you watched it the second time. Now, like I didn't understand what I was watching then, so I was like, whatever. Yeah. Then I watched it again and I was like, okay, it's actually just a really good looking movie,
Yeah, and it's like meant to depict like cultural clashes in
maybe, yeah.
But I don't know if they.
So I think that was part of the backlash. It was like, I don't know. I don't know what the backlash behind like the culture. There's no blue people on Earth, but
yeah,
somehow those backlash.
Maybe they're being compared to I don't know, someone. Yeah, that kind of sucks.
But it was good, and I found out that not Matt Damon. Who's my guy?
Sam Worthington?
No, big Mark Wahlberg.
Mark Wahlberg.
He was, I think it was him. He was offered 10% of the franchise.
10% of the franchise?
Yeah. By James Cameron.
James Cameron, yeah.
He said no because he had to do the Jason Bourne films.
Oh.
Like they did fine, but
yeah,
this is the highest grossing movie of all time.
Damn.
And you take 10%? Ooh!
That's
I'd be crying, man.
Do you know what the gross is about now?
For the new one.
Yeah, Avatar 2.
Way of the Water box office.
I'm sure it probably is like getting close.
It's past 1.4 bill.
Yeah.
As of 16 hours ago. It's insane. It's the 13th biggest movie of all time in the box office. I don't
understand how he does it. I just don't get it.
Kept us waiting, man.
Because like Avatar 1 was not. I don't know.
It wasn't great.
For me, it wasn't memorable.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, I didn't remember any of the characters' names. I remember seeing a YouTube video a few years ago.
Yeah.
It was like, I'll give you $20 if you can name one character from Avatar.
You didn't know any one of them?
And he went around to like all these people.
Yeah.
And just like asked all these people around the beach if they could name one.
Yeah.
No one could except for this one guy. He was like, oh, Oh, I know it. I know it. Jake Sully. Jake Sully.
I only know him by first name. I forgot his name was Sully, because I only knew Jake and Neytiri, and that was it. And Officer Man. I don't know.
Yeah.
That was it. But yeah, that's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but like you're right, because it's not like a new storyline that's been told.
No.
There's invaders that come in and they're trying to take over land.
Yeah.
But visually, the more I watch it now, and obviously it's like I'm a bit more involved in like in cinema and stuff like that. Like I just watch with a more attentive eye. But yeah, now that I watch it and look at it, I'm like, man, this is amazing. Kind of like, when ray tracing became like a thing that gamers started to really focus on. Like I think it's when light starts acting like the way it should in real life, right? Yeah, it was really good. I think it was a really pleasing movie to watch. I watched it the first time in 3D, IMAX 3D.
Oh,
It was great. Second time was in like Dolby Vision or something. It's like the audio was amazing.
I wouldn't know the difference, to be honest.
Oh no, the audio was like, actually, side note, we have some shocking theaters here.
Really?
Dude,
what theater?
Like VMAX
Drop
is
names.
fine. Oh jeez. VMAX is good.
Which theater did you go to that wasn't good?
Dude, no, I'm just talking about like the theaters we have. Shouldn't say shocking. I take that back.
Okay.
But they're fine. It's
Right.
like maybe we're just too used to them. But
Oh, did you go in Dubai?
yeah, so
Right.
there, dude, they have like all sorts of cinemas. IMAX 3D
Okay.
was amazing. They have a Dolby Atmos cinema or something. The sound comes from.
Okay, so the different cinemas have different like features.
And they
Right,
like at this
Dolby
one that we
Atmos,
went to, there was like 3 or 4 different cinemas in the same place. So that like my mind's just been open
insane.
now.
Yeah.
As someone who likes the cinemas.
So you went and watched it when you were in Dubai?
Yeah, when I was in Dubai. Like
Okay.
I enjoyed it quite a bit, but it was just an observation I made where I'm like, yeah, like this is actually really good in IMAX 3D. It's not necessarily like you're missing out if you don't watch it in that, but we need more options.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't go out of my way to watch 3D movies because it's just like
it's out of phase now. Yeah.
Bit of an eyesore.
IMAX, I would like to get it back in Sydney. Apparently we had the biggest one.
Yeah, what happened to that? Did we get rid of it?
In conversations that I've had with people, apparently management switched hands, or ownership switched hands like way too many times. So now it's in limbo.
Right, okay.
Yeah. So not too sure.
That'd be why.
Yeah, but I can't confirm that. I just heard that from a friend. So
fair enough. Well, since we're talking about movies and TV, a gem that came out in November was Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. But I think we were gonna. Do we want to keep that for a separate?
No, let's talk about it. First of all, I want to hear what you have to say about it.
Well, I watched it. How many times did I watch it? 4 times.
I'm at 5, I think. 4? Okay, so we're yeah.
But dude, so the first time I watched it, I missed the opening line.
I was there,
and I was shocked that it changed so much about the movie the second time I watched it, because the first time, like, I watched the whole movie, I came in the scene where she's freaking out about like how she's gonna solve this problem.
Yeah.
And then the second time I watched it, as soon as that first line came up where she's like, "Bast, time is running out. Please allow me to heal my brother of his sickness, and I will never question your existence again."
Yeah.
And then that's the opening, like the thing that sets the scene for the whole movie, that this is going to be like this spiritual experience and this spiritual growth for Shuri to like go from this doubting sort of evidence-based way of seeing things to like being sort of in like
accepting
in
of
acceptance and like
yeah
like having faith in like both her community and the beliefs that they have, and also like like being in step with that, rather than like when her mum's saying, oh, you should do this ritual, and she's like, if I sit and think about my brother for too long,
yeah
it won't be these clothes that I burn, but
Yeah.
the world
Wow.
with everyone in it.
wow
I was like, dude,
Yeah.
the like some of the writing
it's nice
in this movie
Yeah.
was like just phenomenal. Like I wrote so many notes when I was watching it.
right yeah
And the soundtrack, like
do you have a favorite song?
my favorite song is, and I've searched up the artist recently. Ludwig Göransson.
Oh yeah, Con la Brisa. What's this?
Wait, let me skip to the part
Copyright.
where I like it.
Oh yeah, when she something happens. Yeah, this was dope.
Chills.
Copyright,
man.
copyright. Yeah, that was
10,
amazing.
10%.
Yeah, dude, that. Yeah, no.
Yeah. Like, dude, just yeah. Oh, mate.
What do you rank it amongst Marvel movies of all time? Your favorite, I should say.
I think it'd probably be number one. I think it'd be that, and then Thor Ragnarok,
Oh,
and then I'd have like Infinity War.
Mhm.
I don't think I'd put Endgame as high as Infinity War,
no,
because
Infinity War was dope.
Infinity War was
It was
like
dope.
so much better.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, Endgame had its moments,
It
but
had its moments, yeah.
I understand because, man, like the takeaway I had watching Wakanda Forever wasn't necessarily the what do you call it? Like this acceptance that Shuri had in the end of her, because it was almost like she was resistant of her people's ways, and it was like, no, this technology is the thing that I must cling to, if you will, and like she got humbled knowing that her technology couldn't save her, kind of thing.
That's true.
And then it had to come full circle for her to understand the power and community and all those things.
And she still did use technology.
That's right, but not in spite of I don't
Tradition.
know, tradition,
Yeah.
if you will. I thought it was a great movie. I agree. I have it at number one. Same list as you, but I'd flip it. I'd probably say Infinity War for me was number 2, and then Ragnarok.
Yeah.
Ragnarok and Civil War are like almost tied with me, but I'd probably say Ragnarok is 3 for me.
Yeah, Civil War was a hard one. I think the last time I watched it, I just wasn't
a fan.
Wasn't a fan.
Honestly.
But I think that's just because like I was probably in like year 10,
Okay.
year 11 maybe. I think I was year 11 because it came out in like 2016.
Yeah, got you. Yeah, around that time.
And
yeah.
and it was like I think I was just not like mature enough to like be interested in all the politics and the just everything. Like I just felt like I feel like I wasn't mature enough to really appreciate a lot of the stuff about the movie.
Yeah.
Like I feel like if I watched it again, might be more impactful to me.
Yeah. No, I understand that. Well, I think for me, what I liked was it was the first time I think I was seeing a lot more of that hero anti-hero kind of thing, or blurred lines within like characters, because I was so clearly team Captain America until I saw the fact that, you know, there was like the character that I liked in that was Black Panther, and he was team Iron Man. So then I was like, oh wait, no, but he's fighting on that side. So what does that mean? So like, that was the first time I was like, you can kind of be conflicted because you understand where different characters are coming from, you know.
And then they ended up taking in Bucky, who was in Captain America's team.
That's right. Yeah.
Like,
so it was like, yeah, Civil War for me, I rank highly. This movie, Wakanda Forever, dude, like I just loved it. The writing. My favorite song was "Alive" by Burna Boy, and it matches really well with "Interlude" by Stormzy. Playing those two back to back, I remember like when I first heard it, those are the only two songs I was playing in the shower. It's like just back and forth. Amazing songs.
Alive.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd probably recognize the songs, but
It was. I will be saying too much for the people who haven't watched, but
yeah, fair enough.
beautiful song. Con La Brisa as well. I have to say that's when they
What
went to Talocan. The song's called Con La Brisa.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
That one there.
that was nice.
I like that one, but
I really like when the movie ended and then they played "Lift Me Up" by Rihanna.
wow.
It was like,
Wow. Lift me up.
that's Rihanna's song,
me
right?
down. It is Rihanna.
Okay.
I remember hearing it before. Sorry, seeing the thumbnail before the movie. I was like, nah, it's not gonna be good.
Yeah.
And then listening to it,
And then that song just like
I start like opening my arms out wide. Wow. Lift me up. Beautiful song.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, no, Wakanda Forever. Ryan Coogler, well done. All the actors, Denai Guerrera, Letitia Wright,
Yeah.
the rest, everyone. You did amazing. Did
Angela
amazing.
Bassett.
Yeah, Angela Bassett. Yes, can't forget her. Winston Duke.
Yeah, Winston. I loved M'Baku. Like
It wasn't
just
bad,
all
yeah.
of the different. He became such a like interesting character in this movie.
Yeah,
I feel like he was really 2-dimensional.
yeah,
1-dimensional even in like he was just the brutish guy
Gotcha, yeah.
in original Black Panther.
I think if I had one critique about this movie, it's like it didn't represent Africa.
Right.
And I don't say that in a way like, oh, I didn't feel represented, but it was just more like watching it back. I can very clearly tell you, like you can't point to, like it was showing all sorts of different cultures, which is, I guess, good, but you couldn't specifically say that Wakanda is like West Africa or East Africa, South Africa. It was like this mix, and then also had like a Western mix. So it was a bit different, but like,
And you can't like say that certain like tribes or groups within there are like, oh, that's based on this part. Of
yeah,
this
some of
country or
them,
whatever.
some of them maybe, but it was just one of those. It's like you get it because you get like this a creative license to kind of make it what you want. So
Yeah.
I wasn't too attached to that, but if the attempt was to make it Africa, it wasn't it.
I think I heard this, and I might be misquoting. I'm not sure if it's correct or not, but I'm pretty sure they wanted to do sort of something that wasn't like pinpointing down on one
nation
place to
Makes
sort
sense.
of exclude everyone else or to
Yeah,
like stereotype them.
Yeah.
So for the accent to be just a Wakandan accent,
Yeah.
and everything is Wakandan culture.
yeah. So
It
that,
sort of is like a cop out in a way.
yeah. No, like look, I
But
don't say it as like a nah. Let's burn the bridges. Kind
Yeah,
of, it's like
I mean, it's a bad thing that like that. Even though they were trying to do a good thing, if that's the case, if that's
Yeah.
what they were doing, it's like it actually makes those who you're trying to represent not feel represented.
I think
Because
that was
they're trying to be,
yeah.
like represent no one.
I think
but
that
just-
was it.
it's like-
Yes.
yeah.
That's really well put. Yes. Because what it is it's like people might then think of that, like maybe you've heard people say it. I've heard it many times, but like Africa as a country, and it's
Right.
It's not.
People
It's-
talk about Africa as a country.
as a
yeah.
country. There's 52 countries in Africa,
Yeah,
kind of thing.
it's-
So it's like one of those things where it's like it's almost there, but I wasn't too worried about that. I started paying attention to the story, and I forgot about it instantly. But yeah, great movie. Definitely
Yeah.
favorite.
I
Marvel
feel like
movie.
that's something that I wouldn't be able to notice because I've never been to any country in Africa. I've like never been a part of an African
And it's fine.
household or
It's
anything
fine,
like
you
that.
know. Like there's other movies to watch that,
Mm.
like if you wanted to get to know Africa, but like that's not what you went in for. You went in
Yeah.
to see an
Yeah.
action movie kind of thing. That's what I enjoyed about it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't bring my friends in to say, "Hey, let me educate you. Let me tell you about my great ancestor." No, I
No,
wouldn't
you
do
probably
that.
like show them something that's, you know, actually representing or like showing like history or showing like even the Woman King that would show like one specific place.
It would, but then that
It's
one's
like,
had some
that's-
backlash as
Oh,
well.
has it?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
well, it's like they were
Jeez.
actually. It's dark,
My
man.
bad.
Yeah. No, but it's like it's not. But you know what I mean? It's there's creative license, and so
Yeah.
the directors will feel a certain kind of way about telling the story one way or another.
Okay.
The people who really care, if you will, are the people who are involved in that dialogue, if you will. So it's like you and me.
Done the history and know like the actual roots of everything.
Yeah, it's like it's a thing that's happening close to home. So you, of course, know about it. Like if you imagine like an American telling the rest of the world about how good Sydney trains are, but then you are being an Australian, you're like, well, sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad. They should tell, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that's all it is. But
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
absolutely. That's fair enough. No, I appreciate that that insight.
oh man, I hope I wasn't too preachy. It was just more,
Oh, that's good.
just me kind of.
Have you seen the? Did I mention the Guardians of the Galaxy special?
No, but you
Have you seen
mentioned it? You said that like so you've mentioned it. I haven't watched it
Yeah.
yet. But you and shout out to our brother Dylan. He said to watch it because it's really good.
Yeah. I think it's a nice little 40-minute thing. Like
Right.
it's not huge investment, and it's just like just a bit of fun.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll give it a shot.
James Gunn is good.
Yeah.
James Gunn has some good taste.
It's
And-
more just the dorkiness of it. I don't want to
Oh, but it's just like silly and fun and just like oh
Okay.
my gosh, okay.
Okay, as long as it's not too like the dorkiness. Do you know what I mean?
Well, what's an example of dorkiness in the other Guardians?
Rick and Morty. Oh, of other Guardians. No, I mean more just like the style of humor and stuff. Guardians of the Galaxy was hard for me to get into at first
Right.
because it looked dorky. It looked like five
Looked
characters.
like sci-fi.
5 characters who really shouldn't fit in together. It looked like I was watching one of them space star the ones that you know what
Which one? Star Wars or Star Trek?
Yeah, them. Those ones.
Space stuff.
Yeah, it felt like one of those. I'm like, this is just.
Well, it's sort of like a similar universe where it's like,
Right.
oh, it's like in the galaxy. And
in the
this-
galaxy
yeah.
far away. But like that was the. Like if it was a first impressions kind of thing, I just never would have watched it. If I never knew that it was a Marvel thing, I never would have watched it. I'm glad I've watched it. I
Yeah.
really enjoyed it.
I
But-
think that Star Wars is much more gloomy and like
Right.
depressing
Oh.
because it's like all of the cities are just like they're not that special.
Okay.
Whereas in Guardians, it's like there's this golden city with golden people,
Oh.
and there's like you've seen Guardians.
I've
too,
seen
right?
Guardians, yeah. Is Guardians 2 the dad?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And they go to that city where there's golden people.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
that's not something you see in Star Wars. You see
Okay.
like people with like weird, like
Faces
trunks and weird faces and
That's
weird
what gets. But
looking-
that's the
whatever's.
vibe I got from Guardians of the.
But
You're going
no,
to.
but like Guardians is much more like it's like camp,
Okay.
like campy, like sort of like quirky and weird. But
Yeah.
it's like the sci-fi is much more upbeat and like
Yeah.
I don't know, like
Lighthearted.
techno,
Okay.
like sort of like brightly colored.
Yeah,
like,
it's not dystopian. It's more.
not dystopian. It's
yeah.
just like look at all these places that are sort of like just like us, but they have advanced technology.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know. It
Melting
just feels
pot
more-
of the galaxy, if you
Yeah.
will. Yeah.
Yeah, melting pot. Yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
Yeah. Well, look, I'll give it a shot. It's like what I
It's-
just did there was me being honest with you about my reservations about Guardians of the
So-
Galaxy.
Like that Christmas special,
Hmm.
there's literally like 3 different set pieces. Like
Wow.
you you only see 3 different places.
Okay.
So it's not really like some quirky adventure.
Yeah.
Like, it's just a quick little
Okay.
thing.
No, I'll give it a shot. I'll give it a shot. But yeah, that was me being honest about why.
Have you seen Glass Onion?
Dave Bautista is in it, and he's shooting the gun in the pool.
Yeah, it's
I watched
the
that
sequel
trailer.
to Knives Out.
I haven't watched Knives Out, or
Neither have I.
I'm planning on making a day out of it, maybe in the next month or so. But
yeah, I want to watch both of those.
Have you watched Glass Onion?
I haven't watched either of them.
They look really. But
good. I was playing Zach.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was playing Magic at his house with Jacob.
Yeah.
And his wife was watching it in the background, and I was trying to like not watch it because I was like, don't want spoilers.
Jeez.
But we were like off in a different, like, slightly away from the TV, so
but it was catching your.
Oh
attention.
No, not really.
Oh, okay.
Magic is something you have to pay a lot of attention to when you're playing. You gotta pay attention to what everyone's doing.
I feel like I almost get into those games when you guys are playing them, but then as soon as I step away from you guys' company, I have zero interest in ever playing those things again. It's like what's that Marvel game we keep playing?
Oh, you're talking about Splendor?
Splendor. I remember we play it, and I'm like, oh, this is actually, like, once you get into it, oh, this is interesting. But as soon as I'm not in you guys' company, I don't.
Yeah, but that's because you don't have the game.
I won't buy the game. Yeah. I won't buy the game. I don't want it. But every time I play it with you guys, I feel like I want it. Whether or not I actually do, I don't think. I think it's just.
I feel like this is like the
tell-all session.
No, it's like the reverse of like. I'm the same with sports. It's like if you put a soccer ball or a basketball in front of me and you're like, "Hey, let's play."
Right.
I'm like, "Yeah, sweet."
Right.
And I've thought about like, "Oh, maybe I should join a sport. Maybe I should do this, whatever."
Yes.
But I haven't been like.
You haven't done it.
Motivated to do it. I haven't gone and found a group of people to play with. And even when people have asked me, I've been like, "Oh, no, I don't want to play because this person's in this team."
Yeah.
Whatever.
Okay.
It's just like, yeah. So I know how you.
You understand what I'm saying? Well, it's the learning, like with board games. I didn't grow up playing them, so it was always just like I struggled to sit down for like what's that game you guys play for hours on it? Not D&D.
Magic the Gathering.
Is Magic the Gathering?
That's the cards. We have cards, and then we.
Which one's the one you guys play for like hours on end?
Magic.
Is that Magic?
Well, sometimes with me and Jacob and Zach and Zach's friend.
Yeah,
we'll play Magic the Gathering for a while.
Right.
I got Brayden into it.
Brayden's into Magic.
Yeah. He bought a deck the other week. And the other one would be Pathfinder, which is like Dungeons and Dragons.
Okay.
So Dylan usually runs that.
Yeah. Yeah, but see, that's the thing. It's like every time, like I'll never understand, and I'm fully okay with it now.
The tabletop one that Nathan's into as well.
Yes. This is the
Lord
one.
Of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings.
It's Warhammer, but it's Lord of the Rings Warhammer.
He showed me like figurines and stuff. I was like, what?
No, dude, he always sends me the figurines.
$200 for
I don't know.
What?
I don't know anything about it, but he puts a lot of effort into painting it and everything. I'm just glad that I get to get to play with the fully painted things.
But the thing I was gonna say was like hearing the passion of like you guys playing it, like I'm like, oh, maybe I want this game.
I've only played the Warhammer thing once, and after already being invested in playing like Magic and D&D type things, it's like it's just hanging on by a thread.
I see.
Like I'm interested in like playing it when we have a game on, but I'm not invested enough to be bothered to read the rules.
Oh, okay, yeah. See, that's exactly. You've nailed it. You've nailed it, Luke Smith. You've nailed it. Every time I watch you guys play any game, any board game, even if it's simple, I was like this with what's that game with the money and the Monopoly. I was like this. Like I remember. I wanted to play. We bought a full set. I've bought 2 versions of Monopoly. The original one and some other one with like high-rise building or whatever. It's like black.
Yeah.
None of them have gotten me more into Monopoly. in the slightest. I'm not. I'm not
You haven't
interested.
played at all.
Well, I've played them, but
Just barely.
not since high school.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
That's been a while.
high school was a while ago.
5 years, 6 years.
6 years. Hey, it was a while ago. I'm just not touching them, man. But that's just what it is. Like that's my resistance.
That's the difference, though, is like, for example, when I've played a certain game, like a video game or a board game, if I'm like, oh, I really want to win at this, like when I first played Magic, I was like, oh, I don't know about this. This is kind of, it's whatever. I don't get it. Doesn't make sense. Second time I played, it was sort of like, oh, it's kind of cool. I guess I'll play next time. And then the third time I played was like 2 or 3 years later. Because the last time I played before like the recent times that I played with Jacob was like when I was still in college, like 2018.
Wow.
And so, it's been that long. And then now the first time I played, I was like, oh, this is kind of fun. This is interesting. I'm sort of getting the hang of how everything works. And then what got me invested was Jacob was like, hey guys, these Magic decks are half price. You can buy it. Usually they're $60. It was $30. I was like, I'm not that invested in this game, but I'll buy a deck.
Right.
And then I was like, oh, I knew that I was frustrated that when I'd played before, I didn't know what any of the cards did. I didn't know what cards I had, what cards I could use, how I could use everything together. So I was like, okay, I'm going to just read through some of the cards here. But there's 100 cards in the deck.
No, thank you.
So I was like, I was reading through it. And I was like, all right, I'm just going to read all of them. I don't know.
You found yourself reading all 100?
I ended up reading all of them. Well, actually, there's like 20 cards that don't have any writing on them. So it's probably like 80 different cards that have like certain effects. Mm-hmm. And like I read through all of the rules on their website as to how everything works.
Nah, man, you went too deep.
Because when I was playing, I had to always ask so many questions. I had to be like, oh, what does this mean? Yeah. Oh, vigilance, what is that? Haste, what is that? What does it mean when this... Oh, wait, how does the order of this work? What happens when I do this and that?
Yeah.
And all this stuff. And so, like, I was like, okay, I'm just going to read through all of the rules that they have on their website.
Yeah. And
find out as much as I can. And I know that when I play, there's still going to be things that happen where I'm like, I don't know if this is what happens. And then I'll talk to Zach and I'll be like, hey, Zach, so when I use this card, does this do this or this? And then he'll know. He'll just know whether it does. But, like, I learned so much in that time of, like, me buying that deck, reading through the cards, learning how the rules actually work rather than my interpretation of
the rules,
what other people were saying to do.
Yeah.
Because it's like, if you're playing soccer or football, sorry. If you're playing football and it's like you're on the field and you see your friend run up and then he comes back and run up and like you don't know about positions. Yeah. It's like, you'll be like, oh, okay. I'm going to copy what my friend does. And it's like, but if both of you are running up to get the ball and there's no one defending, then you're open for a shot.
I fully understand, like,
if you just copy what everyone else does or like copy the way that they play and you don't know the actual rules and you don't know the play styles and how everything works, then you're not going to be a very good player.
No, it's like was it reception versus conception? It's like you hear it, you'll see what you're watching. It's like, okay, he's running for the ball. Yeah. He's running to stop him from getting the ball. But conception is like, oh yeah, he's the center back and he's trying to run back into position. So that that kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was sort of the experience of playing Magic and then reading the rules after, going, oh, okay, I understand why they said that certain things go before other things, because in the rules it says blah, blah, blah. Whereas before that, I was like, okay, why is that? And they're like, it just does.
Yeah,
like,
right.
That's how it works.
Dude, man.
So, anyway.
No, I understand that because I sort of get like that. I don't know, like, I don't like to read about it, but I mean, I guess I get like that. Like when I found out about like
as well.
watch videos. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Watching videos is probably the most addictive thing.
Have you ever had a game, like a video game, where you're like, this game, I want to be able to like be better at it, especially if it's like competitive. Have you ever done that with like a game that you can play with your friends, like locally or
FIFA? FIFA, definitely.
And did you like look up like YouTube videos?
Yeah,
of how to be better at
FIFA's weird because like you would watch the videos, but it was always just like playing offline that got you better.
Okay.
So I remember like when you start off, obviously there's levels. You start off at amateur, semi-pro, professional. So that like that's literally the name of the classes: amateur, semi-pro, professional, world class, and legendary. Now, when I was a kid, I was always an amateur, and I would win, but I was always afraid to jump up to like semi-pro or professional.
Oh, so that's the different like level of
different levels
that you're versing.
Exactly. Okay. So then I remember whenever I used to play like older, like my cousins or anything, and I would get beat. I was like, why is that? And then I'd see them play, and I'm like, oh, he's versing world class AI. He's versing legendary AI.
Right.
I need to play that. So then I would like spend hours of losing to semi-pro before I could like win 3 in a row. Like 1-0, 2-0. I'm like, okay, now I'm professional. Then I play professional. Lose that. Yeah. And then I got to a point where I stagnated at world class. I'm probably at the legendary level, but I think I would lose at that. World class is really where I'm at right now. But yeah, I understand that.
Yeah. I think I had a similar experience. There's this, it's like a baseball, but you have to hit the other player with the ball.
What?
So it's like 2D and you have like a screen. And so like the ball can bounce off any of the edges of the screen.
Diamond. Yeah.
And like you're sort of like jumping around and trying to hit the ball, but not get hit by it when they have hit it. So when you hit it, it becomes your ball. And if it hits them when it's your ball, then they like lose a point or lose health. And then the goal is to try and hit them enough that they get out. And it's called Lethal League.
Okay.
And so it's basically like a fast paced like baseball combat game.
Okay.
Sort of like if you got too much into Street Fighter, but like you have a ball instead. And I spent hours versing the hardest bot that you can play against. And just losing against it every time.
Dang.
And I had also like watched a few videos on like how the different moves work, because you have like 3 different moves. You have like a block, you have like a dodge, and you have a hit or something like that.
Yeah.
And so I spent hours playing this, like trying to figure out how I could get better. Because one of my friends came over and played for the first time and just like thrashed me. And I was like, dude, this sucks. And so after I played against those bots, it was a similar thing to what you're experiencing. I was like, I was losing.
Yeah,
But then I versed the bot below that.
Yeah.
I was like, I could never beat this one before.
Yeah.
And then suddenly I was just like,
it's too easy now.
Yeah.
It's too easy. Yeah. No, that's exactly right. And it's rewarding too. Like it's, first of all, I'm trying to get off of games.
Yeah.
Because it's like you realize just how much time it takes. But when you're playing it, and like it's not to say that games are bad, enjoy them and stuff, but
moderation.
Yeah, moderation. And a lot of people, to be honest, it's like they have no business playing games because it's like there's like times where you actually need to focus. And like
being
definitely. On games is not the ideal thing. I'm definitely in that period right now. Games is.
I mean, I'm starting uni soon.
See,
be careful.
Yeah, but it's like I don't know. There's like a rewarding feeling of playing, especially a repetitive game. One that it's just like, all right, I'm doing the same task, like the objective is the same, but I'm gonna beat this bot. Or I'm gonna beat this guy online, kind of thing. Yeah, oh man,
yeah.
Great.
I feel like that's. I feel like we've covered that.
Talked about games.
Yeah,
we talked about
games a lot. Oh man. Oh, that's right, because we were talking about Glass Onion and how we haven't watched it.
I'll watch it and I'll be ready the next episode.
Yeah, I'm keen to watch it too. I need to watch the first one as well.
Knives
Well, I
Out?
mean, you don't need to. They're not connected except for one character. But
Quick turnaround though. When did Knives Out come out? It was like 2 years ago.
yeah, I think
Yeah.
so. 2 years ago. Yeah.
I'll watch it,
Old
man.
Daniel Craig.
Yeah, I think I want to watch that. That one. I don't know. Netflix hasn't come out with anything. Yeah, I've been watching a lot of Amazon Prime recently.
Right. What have you been watching on there?
Okay, so 2 shows. Jack Ryan
Oh, okay. Yeah.
and there's one called Hunters.
Hunters.
That, my friend, that's my type of show. Hunters? I don't want to. It's not. I get like this when I watch different shows and stuff like that. It's not my favorite show of all time or anything like that.
Yeah.
But it's just one of those shows where they're exploring like a real topic, like a real touchy one. And I like that they're exploring it. I like that they're delving into like, what if the world was this sick and twisted?
Japanese?
No. Amazon Prime? Is it Japanese? No, it's not Japanese. It's the opposite. It's not the opposite. It's not Japanese.
I don't know why it's in Japanese.
Yeah, why do you have Amazon Prime in Japanese, man?
I don't know.
No, the premise of it is the Nazis survived post World War II.
Yeah.
They found themselves in North America.
Jeez.
And they're trying to make moves in North America.
Wow.
Against the surviving Jews.
That's
Dude.
That's intense.
Oh yeah. Man.
I watched Inglourious Bastards for the first time.
How was that?
Have you seen it?
No.
Tarantino.
I haven't watched it. No, I haven't watched too many Tarantino movies. I think I've only watched Django.
Yeah, that just came to mind because of the Nazis thing.
Ah, okay.
Yeah,
right.
It's about Nazis.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
And people killing them.
No, but I'd say actually no. Wait, I haven't talked to you since when I left. I remember I was beating this drum and you refused to watch it. You're like, oh yeah, when I'm good and ready.
Yeah,
when I'm ready,
yeah,
it's not important. It's not a good show. I bet you I'll just sort of watch it and leave it in the background. But you finally watched Severance.
Well, I haven't finished it, but yes.
Oh, you haven't finished it?
Yeah, I'm up to... Wait, let me find it on Apple TV. I think I'm up to episode 6.
I can't say much. What are you up to in episode 6? Without revealing... Wait. What part of it?
They're in a garden?
In a garden?
Oh! Old man. Christopher Walken is in the garden with the other guy.
In the innie. The innies are in the garden.
Yes. I haven't seen that yet. That's the scene that I'm up to in that episode. But it's oh mate, Helly, she really goes through it. Like after I'd watched the first 5 minutes, I was like, oh, this kind of sucks for her.
Yeah.
It just gets worse for her every time.
Dog.
Like just unlucky that she got the guy who's new to the job.
Dog. I can't say. The people who have watched, they know. They're looking at you now. They want to get you to that part.
Yeah. I'm sure.
This show, man, it's done something to me. I can't stop thinking about it. The bit that you're up to was interesting. This is post her trying something.
Yeah, and then she said sorry.
That's right.
She went into the sorry room for a long time.
That's right. But she wasn't really sorry.
Oh, and then she had the psychologist following her around. That creepy lady. Oh, man. And then Mark's like walking around with her and he's like, we're going to go on a mental health walk.
And they find the sheep in the other room.
Yeah, they found the goats. Yeah. And the guy's like, they're not ready. Like, what? Huh?
How conceptual is that show, man? Like, just, it's out there.
Why are there these goats in this
Why are there goats downstairs? Why is there a guy taking care of the goat? What is going on? Oh, I love the show, man.
But the lady's watching them this whole time.
Yes.
And she's like, and then the guy's like, are you going to just let them find all these departments? She's like, are you going to find out who did this to this person?
Ah, man, this show. And listen, I don't know if the jury still. If I was to ask you right now, give me your top 5 TV shows of all time. Top 3. Could you do it? You'd struggle.
Couldn't do it.
You couldn't do it.
I couldn't do it. I wouldn't put Severance up there because I haven't finished it. So I feel like it's not fair for me to like rate it until I've finished.
I was the same, so I agree. But I can tell you now definitively, it's my 3rd, maybe 2nd favorite show of all time.
Fair enough.
It sits behind The Handmaid's Tale, definitely. The Handmaid's Tale, that one forever for the rest of my life. It's got me. Second is tough. It's between there's another show on Amazon Prime called Goliath. It's like a lawyer show.
Yeah.
That one, New Girl. It's between those two for second, and then I'd probably say Severance is third.
Right.
It had an effect on me. That's just what it is.
Fair enough. Yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm just finding it very.
Neither do I.
Cerebral.
I don't know.
I watched. Speaking of cerebral things, I watched The Empty Man.
Ha! Yeah, weird movie though.
Yes, very. I was just like, hang on, what?
Started in one direction, ended in another kind of direction. Because it started off horror.
Yeah.
And then it ends off more like mind thriller.
And then, just like, it was very confusing because I was like, what is this empty man? And then I'm like, it just sort of like threw me for a loop. I was like, what?
I think it's like a reflective piece. Like, you watch you get taken through the movie. And then only at the end do you look back and start questioning everything. Yeah. But, yeah, it's one of those. So I've actually recently discovered that it has a cult following. Right. Like people who are genuinely like, we need a part 2 or something like that. Yeah.
Well, that's what it felt like. It felt like it needed more
closure.
Because it was like, okay, so now I guess he's taken up this mantle, and now, okay, what does that mean?
That got weird when he was in
the hospital.
She was there from the start, but he was there from what was he doing? Where was he before the start? If you don't understand what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, I honestly don't know. It's like,
was anything ever real? It was scary at first, man. I won't lie.
Oh yeah.
When he was in the first night, you'll see he'll visit you. Second night you'll hear him. Third night you'll see him or something.
Feel him.
Him.
The first night you'll hear. Second you'll see. Third you'll feel. Oh, that scene where she goes and the girl has like a shower and then like she.
Oh, dog! No,
mate, that was.
Well, even when my guy was sleeping, he had his door open in his room. Yeah. The second
night, yeah.
Man,
and then he saw it, and then I was like,
threw my blanket over
teddy bear.
Yuck! The teddy bear when he was in the cabin.
No, he saw the teddy bear out the front of his house. Yeah. The guy who ends up becoming
yeah, and like when he sees all the groups of people marching, they start
and they start chasing after him. Yeah, that was strange, because if he is the empty man, if he's like, because it's like an empty spoilers. The empty man is someone who has nothing going for them. Now, like, we need to have someone take up this mantle because this guy that we have, who was from the Himalayas, he's like
gone
on his way out. So we need to get rid of him, and we need someone to replace him. So they manifested a person that doesn't exist. And so, like, if he's that special chosen one that this group is waiting for, why did they start chasing after him to like get him? Like, how many people know about this?
But did they chase after him, or was he always there chasing after them? It was a bit weird because it wasn't time travel, but remember the scene where he was in the factory?
He was in the factory?
Yeah, like he visited...
he visited their, like, cult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He goes downstairs.
And then he sees the people and they're like, hello?
Yeah.
Is there someone there?
But then at the end, you see that scene again.
I thought that was a vision.
I thought it was a vision. I thought it was...
But it might have been real.
Yeah, I don't know. So it's one of those things like chicken or the egg.
But if he's like a manifestation, then it's possible that he was both of those versions of him were there, because it's all like airy fairy, like he doesn't actually exist properly.
That's right.
He does.
It was like a projection of his former and present self.
And I think because I didn't understand that video that they had of that person in the cabin, the person like rubbing. That was gross. There was like a person rubbing their like stomach.
Yes.
And there was blood and it was really grotty.
Yes.
But like that person was obviously someone that they manifested. I didn't understand until the end of the movie that they were saying that the only thing that they were missing was pain or something, and so they manifested him to have like a tragic background with his wife and son dying in an accident.
Did I understand it correctly in thinking that beforehand they found broken people who basically had nothing going for them, and then they were able to create somebody and manifest a being into them?
Yes, I think so. I think they found people who were like that empty person that has nothing going on.
Yeah.
And then they become an empty vessel for this other being.
Yeah.
And then when they had that guy who was in the Himalayas in 95, they needed someone to replace him because he'd been deteriorating. And so they must have tried to manifest someone, but the person they manifested wasn't like properly human because they hadn't manifested properly. Or something.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, did they create somebody to then become a host for the manifestation?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the bit.
James, that cop, the ex-cop.
Yeah.
Had his wife and son die.
But that's a story that they were telling him.
Yes.
It was very out there.
So when he kept on saying, I grew up in California.
Chicago. Was it Chicago or California?
San Francisco.
It's
like, I grew up in San Francisco. He kept on saying that. I was like, what has that got to do with it?
I was questioning that as well.
I'm like, what?
What's that?
Saying that you grew up in San Francisco?
Well, especially when he was interrogating the guy. That's when it... Did he say it twice then?
Yeah, he said it twice. Yeah. I was like, okay, he grew up in San Francisco.
What's that got to do with anything, bro? But I like this. I don't know. It was interestingly written because it's like, where do you want to go with that? What is the concept that you're feeling?
Yeah, I wanted to know what this grand plan that was happening, that was cooking up, was going to be. It's like, if this entity has just taken over his powerful host that's going to change the world.
Yeah.
And that one guy that he talked to was like, it's already happening.
Like, the church man?
Crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, if he's saying that, like, what is actually going to happen?
Yeah, it left me in weird bits. Now that you've got me thinking about it now, and I'd rather not because I couldn't sleep properly.
I'm sorry.
When I first heard, but here's what it is. But yeah, man, no, good movie nonetheless. Shout out to Jacob Elestri for
introducing us
to such a wild concept.
There is a show on Disney Plus. I'm not sure if you've seen it, but it's called Willow.
I've seen it show up on the but every time I saw it before, it was like a preview. It wasn't. Yeah. Is it out now?
Yeah, it's out now.
Okay.
I watched a few episodes with Jacob when I was hanging out with him
How do
New
you find
Year's
it?
Eve.
Yep. Yep.
How
do you find it?
It was good.
Yeah.
I think it's good so far. The main, the title character, the actor just sounds really tired.
No. Okay.
Sometimes.
Yeah,
Sometimes
right.
he does. He can do like angry and like passionate
Yeah.
really well.
Right.
But if he's explaining something normally,
Hmm.
he doesn't have any like vocal
Emotion.
range. So he's like, so when you are becoming the person that you need to be, you're going to need to find out all the power
yeah.
that you need.
It's very Kristen Stewart
monotone.
in Twilight kind of vibe. Just very.
And I was like, what? Where's the emotion?
Yeah.
You're trying to talk to like this person who's supposedly the chosen one or something.
I haven't
Yeah.
watched the trailer or anything.
I think it's solid. I think it's a solid series so far, as far as what I've watched.
Is it like a MCU thing or is
No.
it like okay?
So it's a sequel to a movie that came out in the 90s, 1992.
What is the movie?
The movie's also called Willow.
Oh,
So it's about it's like a fantasy sort of like
okay.
medieval with magic.
Yeah.
And then basically in the movie, I think what happened was there was a witch that was trying to take them out, and then this sorcerer helped them destroy the witch. And then there's a baby that was born that was like the chosen one, but they had to hide her away.
It's also.
Yeah.
I'll give it a shot.
No, but it's very weird, and I had no idea what was going on.
Yeah.
But then by the second episode, they basically explained everything.
Yeah. Okay. I'll give it a shot.
Yeah.
Willow, as in Smith.
Willow Smith.
Yeah.
The Santa Clauses came out as an honorable mention.
Yeah. Okay.
The TV series
Never
based
watched.
on the Santa Claus. Have you seen the Santa Claus movies?
Nope.
Oh, really?
Never.
It's
No.
like he basically becomes Santa because Santa falls off his roof and dies.
Dang.
It's a comedy. It's a Christmas comedy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he
what's
died.
He's in I can't remember the actor's name, but he's like a very common like sitcom guy. I
have to
Santa
see his
Claus.
face, but yeah.
Let me find it. The Santa Claus. Once I see his name, I'm gonna. Tim Allen. This man.
Yeah, okay. He hasn't popped up on my TV
Oh, in years, yeah.
like a bunch.
He
but-
would have looked like that when he popped up on your TV.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So, yeah, in the Santa Claus, Santa comes to his house and then slips off the balcony and then falls down, and they're like, we killed Santa. And then he has this transformation and turns into Santa. But the Santa Clauses is a TV show that's based on that movie. That's like in the same universe.
Some dark stuff, man.
So Disney really likes to like expand on their previous content, because like Willow was a movie, the Santa Claus was a movie, but that Disney made that came out like a while ago, and now they're like cashing in on those gems.
I mean, look.
Disenchanted as well. You know Disenchanted? So there was a movie that came out called Enchanted.
Yeah.
Where this lady comes to normal Earth from like cartoon Earth.
Yeah.
And then she like, I don't even remember what happens in that movie, to be honest. But Disenchanted is about her bringing magic from the cartoon place into real life or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I mean,
but these are some things that came out. is all I'm saying.
Yeah. No, look, they sound interesting. I don't know. Like right now, I'm into.
I don't think these will be things that you're interested in watching.
Oh, they sound good. I feel like we're always just like, I'm always just waiting for like the next movie. That movie that we watched with Olivia Wilde.
Don't worry, darling.
Don't worry, darling. That I feel like was,
as it's called in Australia, She'll Be Right, mate.
She'll Be Right, mate. But it was like one of those things. It was like I watched that. I was like, that was like I enjoyed it.
Yeah,
I didn't pay attention to all the noise that was made after that. Like people who liked it didn't like it. I enjoyed that movie. I know that maybe there was some plot holes in there, but I kind of removed myself.
You enjoy the base of the movie, and
those concepts are always just interesting to me because it's like they're taboo topics, but when you're brave enough to kind of tell that story and then tell your version of like what a resolve would look like, that's interesting. It just gets your imagination going. You know?
It was nothing new.
No,
I was listening to a review of it.
Yep.
And they were like, it feels like in the script writing process, they went to a friend and said, "Hey, I've got an idea for a movie."
Okay.
And they described the idea for the movie. And then the person said, "Oh, so like The Village." And then they were like, "Oh, it's because in The Village, it's like it's a group of people in like a 50s like household who are in a secluded village that's like a planned place.
Okay.
And off the edge of town, there's like sinister stuff happening.
Oh, yeah,
just like this movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Because that was the vibe with this. You didn't know what to expect.
Yeah. So like, I don't know if that's the actual case because it was just someone spitballing in a review, but it's like, it does sort of feel a bit weird, like the plane. Why did if this is a simulation,
why did we see a plane?
Why did someone code in a plane that is going to crash, and then when she picks it up, it's going to look like whatever it is, and like it just like it doesn't make sense, and so it feels like it was sort of the whole thing about it being a simulation sort of feels like a last minute change.
No, so it's like, I think it's interesting that your mind went there. Because for me, I don't know. Like, I wanted them to give me an explanation. Because I don't know why the plane was there. I don't know why the plane was... It landed and why the bus was taking them near the route of the plane. That kind of thing. I didn't understand any of that, but...
I think I want to watch The Village now. Probably going to watch that.
You're going to give that a shot?
Plus.
How old is that movie?
2004, so it's pretty old.
Not bad.
But the blurb says, an isolated town lives in fear of an unknown monster from the surrounding woods. But when one from the community is badly injured, a blind girl sets out in the woods to find help from beyond.
No, thank you. I'm not watching that. You can do it yourself.
It's an M. Night Shyamalan. I don't know how to say his name. You know that guy though?
No.
M. Night Shyamalan.
Nah.
He made Split, Glass.
Oh, so yeah, I haven't watched those movies.
But they're horror movies.
Yeah.
You know the genre, right?
I know that genre.
Yeah.
That
he
one.
made there's also a movie called Old.
Okay.
It's about a beach that makes you old.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
That's the movie. Oh,
that's it.
No, I haven't watched that.
When they go on the beach, it makes them old, but when they try and leave, they like get like concussed and they like go in a fugue state and go back to the beach. That makes you old.
Let me ask you a question. You know the song Hotel California?
Yeah.
I've been really deeping the lyrics.
Yeah.
And
there's some pretty weird lyrics.
I'm left just thinking this man either was on like some acid trip or there's some dark stuff that he's telling us. Again.
Like you reckon he actually went to a hotel that was like that?
No, nothing like that. It's like it's a metaphor, an allegory for. This one breakdown explains how he might be talking about the industry of Hollywood and like how it's hard to break out of it. You can check out anytime you like, but you can never. I'm like,
how does that make sense?
This is interesting. But like when I hear the different ideas that people have, I break into one that intrigues me the most. Yeah. And the industry one is the one that gets me.
Yeah, I never really thought about it being about anything other than just a song about a creepy hotel.
Nah, man, I feel like they're telling us something. What it is, I don't know.
Yeah, I wouldn't
But just
know either.
like listening to those lyrics, I'm like, that fits for like a really nice movie scene. But if you really visualize it, like there's this one video where they draw AI art
Yeah,
over that song,
right.
and just watch it and see if that's what you had in mind
Like AI art based on the lyrics.
based on the lyrics.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, just like it got me. I was like, okay,
Yeah, the AI stuff is getting pretty crazy.
yeah.
Have you seen ChatGPT? I mean, of course. What? You haven't
No.
seen ChatGPT?
What is ChatGPT? What is it?
It's a chat bot
Okay.
that you can use to like you can ask it questions
Yeah.
and it'll answer your questions. So you could ask it to, and it's got certain limitations, and it says on the thing like what it will and won't let you do. And it's got some like ethical sort of standards as well that are constantly having
This
to
has
be
come
updated
out in the last 3 weeks.
I think it came out about a month ago.
A month ago? Okay.
Yeah.
Bunch of the YouTube content is like no more than 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So it was like at the
It's
time I
fairly
was
recent.
away, I think.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why I didn't hear about it.
So it's like AI. It's an AI chatbot. That you can like ask it to. It's a language.
Learning.
Yeah, like it's a language engine. So it can write essays. It can write poems. It can write, like analysis of stuff. Like you can ask it to write a song. I saw someone get ChatGPT to write a Drake song, and then they used a different AI program to get Drake's voice and make Drake's voice say
Put it in
the
the
lyrics
master. Oh, jeez.
of the song that ChatGPT had made. And so they made a
getting
Drake
crazy,
song.
man. Technology's getting crazy. But I don't know, ChatGPT.
Yeah. So I saw someone post a thing saying this is going to change education, and just saying like, because people can write, like say, hey, can you write me an essay on To Kill a Mockingbird or whatever the book that they're doing is, and it'll write an essay on that thing.
ChatGPT, hey?
Yep.
No, this was at the time I was away.
Must have been.
Because it's like in the last 3... I was away in the last 3 weeks. So it would have been... ChatGPT. Yeah, no. All of this, I would have been abroad. That's why I haven't seen it.
Yeah, it makes
This
sense.
is insane.
Yeah. So you can, I could ask it to write the script. I mean, we don't have a script, but I could ask it. Honestly, like you can even use it sort of as a,
To tell us the talking points for...
yeah, as a thing, but it has limited knowledge of world events after 2021. So if I said,
What? Why?
what happened on the 5th of March, 2022, I think it won't say anything. Yeah, it says, I'm sorry, I don't have information about specific events on the 5th of March 2022 because my knowledge was cut off in 2021 and I'm not able to browse the web or access any new information.
Dog, what the hell?
So, but if I searched up, like, when did the COVID pandemic start, it will tell me that it started in late 2019.
On the website, sorry, it's showing samples where it's like debugging people's code.
Yes, it does. It does help with code as well.
This is beautiful.
So I could be like, can you write
a program,
write code for a welcome screen in HTML, and then it'll do it.
Oh, man, I wish I had this at uni. Wow. Oh, Jesus, even doing...
It does it just right in front of you.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm witnessing live in front of me.
Yeah.
That is insane. And it's got the syntax correct and everything.
Yep, yeah, it has the syntax correct. Like, you basically don't have to try with anything. Yeah. So like, I've seen like people comment on TikToks about how their grades have gone up after using ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Because they had to write essays and they just got it to write out the structure. But it doesn't fully like write a perfect essay because there's only limited space for it to take up. Like, it can't write a 1,000-word essay. It'll only write probably like 200, 300 words.
Dog, it's telling me about Python modules. Look at this.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll tell you whatever
it's telling me everything. It's telling me everything they told me in the book.
Yeah.
It keeps going. Yo, it's telling me everything. Ladies and gentlemen, it's like Google.
It's like Google, but it's refined. Like, cause it already has like combined all that knowledge and gone, this is our analysis of like what the answer to these types of questions are.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Let's say this moves beyond like a Google Home or an Amazon Alexa, and it's like a robot you can have in your house. Would you buy it? Yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know. I'd hope that there's enough research into like safety, because AI safety is very important. Because you never know like what is going to happen with
what data's being tracked.
Yeah.
And stuff. Yeah.
Because like, if you've got an AI system and it just like, it has certain rules, but the rules aren't actually like expressed in a way that it does what you want it to do. Like, you need to be very specific, because sometimes I heard this explanation. I think my brother was explaining it. It's like, it will do the most efficient, like, it'll try and find the most efficient way to do a task. And so like, if you put an AI into a physical space,
ethics and morals go out the window.
This is me extrapolating on what my brother was talking about.
Yeah.
But like, it'll throw morals aside, or throw like priorities aside.
Yep.
In favor of efficiency.
Yeah.
And so like, if you think about it, like, if there's an AI trying to get from the front door to the back door of your house, and there's a wall in the way,
it would like to do it in a straight line.
You'll go in a straight line.
Yeah.
So it might walk through everything.
Yeah.
And not really regard everything around it. So
Yeah.
you've got to put in
Parameters
all these like
and
parameters
stuff,
and all these rules.
Yeah.
If there's a person here, do this. If there's this, like, so many different things. And you basically have to like train up this AI and teach it how life works, like you're teaching a child.
Yeah. Because
there are so many things that we just take for granted in our own human experience. And this robot doesn't know.
It doesn't. It's like
you shouldn't slap people or whatever. It's like, if that's what gets them to give the answer, then maybe this robot should slap people. And it's like, well, but we don't like value violence in our society, so don't slap people because it's going to cause problems. Yeah.
No, you're absolutely right. And I don't know. Like, I want to see what it gets like. There's a Consumer Electronics Show in a few days. I don't know if you keep track with that. CES.
Oh. No, I don't know.
So every year they have like a Consumer Electronics Show where they show like all the tech that's up and coming. Sometimes it's concepts, sometimes it's legit. But way back when, it's when we started seeing like IoT with fridges and stuff like that. So I mean, like how you can keep track of like, oh, do I have enough lettuce in my fridge? No?
Right.
Let me order it from my fridge kind of thing.
Wow, okay.
Yeah. So it's like, that's the stuff that they show at CES, and it's usually pretty interesting.
Yeah, because it's for consumers.
But it's like Honda like at some point came out with like a robot that they were kind of displaying and saying, oh, this could be it. It wasn't as
Home
advanced.
assistant or something.
Home assistant. It was like basic stuff that we probably use in like restaurants today. You know how it delivers food and stuff like that. But yeah, Consumer Electronics Show is always pretty interesting to see where tech companies are taking. I don't know, like how we depend on technology. Because like if you had told me, let's say 10 years ago, that self-driving cars would be a thing that we seriously consider, or like, nah, you've lost your mind, or like we're completely getting rid of like, no, maybe just like the self-driving cars thing, I would have just said, no, that's impossible. No one's ever going to want to like trust a computer to drive them. But then now it's like people are doing it on the highway, right? At least relinquishing some of that control with EVs.
We're just letting it drive by itself.
But yeah,
I think I'm sort of thinking a bit more about it, and having like a home assistant, like a robot to help you. I think my mum probably would benefit from that, because there's a lot of things. It's like she's injured her shoulder, she can't like do certain things. Yeah. And so if there was a robot that she could be like, hey, help. Can you do this? Yeah. And it can understand like colloquial English rather than you having to like type in some command or something. Yeah. Like that's brilliant because you know, I'm not always going to be at the house at the time. To help, yeah. And like maybe my dad will be around, but it's like it just depends. Yeah. And no, you're absolutely right, man. Yeah. But it's elderly people, disabled people as well, like I feel like they could benefit a lot from it. Yeah. But it'd have to be very well refined. Yeah. No, but like you're absolutely right, because it's like at this point, I'm already imagining there'd be like an ethics committee that creates like the framework by which you can like design some kind of like AI system where you're like, okay, this is what it can do, this is what it can't do. These are its like parameters for learning, and this is what it's allowed to, the activities it's allowed to do, kind of thing, which is fine. Like, I don't know, I'm all for technology kind of taking us further. Yeah. I just hope that it doesn't make us like lazy as a society. You know what I mean? Like, if an AI can paint, that's all well and good, but I still want to see a human paint. I still want to see that kind of thing. Yeah, you definitely want to have like human art, because even AI art still requires input. It requires input from somebody. At the moment. Yeah. It requires you to say, can you make a painting of this specific thing? Or they take visual input and reimagine it in a different environment. I don't know if you've seen all those videos where people are going on TikTok and using the AI manga filter, so it makes them into like an anime or manga character. Right. Yeah. No, I didn't know that. And people I mean, it's an interesting case study on like human behavior when interacting with AI. Okay. Because people's first instinct is, as soon as they see an exploit or a fault, is they want to exploit it. Okay. And so people found that if they put their knuckles up in the picture, it made like characters that looked like they didn't have much clothes on. Oh, that way. Oh, geez. And sometimes accentuated certain features, especially feminine. Yeah. Okay. And so, like, women would be like, "Oh, I'm gonna make myself look like this." Yeah. Something else. Yeah. Yeah. and so it's like. And guys like trying to, it's like, oh, I'm gonna make myself have breasts and stuff. Okay. It's like, and so they're putting like bowls on their chest, and then getting the filter to take a picture of them with a bowl on their chest, because it's gonna interpret it in a certain shape and stuff. But it's like very just people trying to exploit it and make it like do stuff that it wouldn't do. Yeah, and it's just like. No, it's out there. People just like love breaking things. Yeah. It's the fun of it. And it's like, and I've seen other people sort of do things where they'll put random objects on their face, and then they'll get it to like filter that thing,
Yeah.
and then it'll come out with some.
Random.
Maybe I'll show you an example if I can find it. But they're trying to find like the most rare AI is what I've seen people say a lot. And so it's like people have been trying to like this. So he's got like a Rubik's Cube in front of his face.
I'm watching somebody who's holding a Rubik's Cube in front of his face. The AI is, oh wow. Yeah, right.
So I don't even remember what it was.
Jeez.
But it like it makes sometimes they'll like put their hand up next to a light and then like it looks like they're
Holding
one
a
of
flame.
those like holding a flame or holding like a Dragon Ball Z like power or something.
Yeah.
And so like there's been some cool looking things that people use those little glitches and bugs and stuff. But yeah, it's interesting to see people's responses to AI art.
I'm now going to look up those videos on YouTube.
Yeah. But human art is definitely something that's,
Yeah, can't get rid of it.
Can't get rid
I don't want an AI to cook for me. Like, if it's fast food, whatever. But if it's like, like, I don't know, you go to a restaurant, you want a nice steak. I want that
to have that human touch.
And like, I don't know if I would know, but I would like to know that it's made by a human. It's more assuring for somebody. It makes me feel nicer. Makes me feel better.
Have you seen those voice filters that you can do as well? On TikTok, you can, and TikTok has a lot of AI content.
Right.
But you can basically get a recording of something and then put a voice filter on it so that it sounds like someone else. So like, I'm going to show you what happens when you put the voice filter on guitar.
I'm watching you on TikTok playing guitar. What is that, man? Nah, man. I don't know what I'm watching, man.
So, yeah.
Hello, everyone. I'm going to show you what happens when you put the voice filter on guitar.
So, that's my voice, but it like edits your voice and makes you sound like...
Oh, that's your voice.
That's my voice going through the filter.
Yeah, good stuff,
But
man.
it filtered the guitar sound thinking that it's someone speaking, and so it made noises as if it's...
jeez.
Because I wasn't making any sound. That was just me playing the guitar.
You're clowning the system.
But I saw someone else do it, and it was... I don't know. I think they must have patched it.
Yeah.
Because, if I can find it...
Do you reckon they'll ban TikTok in Australia?
I don't know. They banned it in Hong Kong, so they might.
They've banned TikTok in Hong Kong.
Yeah. And so there's this one guy.
Great, like break-it or something, and like crying or laughing or just something crazy, funny or something like that. And I wanted to try it on guitar, or try playing guitar and just see what it would sound like. So yeah, let's try it out. Here's me playing guitar. Ch 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 ch.
He wasn't saying anything. That was the guitar.
Dog, man. You're on the wrong side of TikTok. Yeah. You're on the wrong side of TikTok.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just like... but the voice filters, I don't know. AI is getting pretty crazy. I think that was the point. That was the point that I was trying to make.
Yeah, thanks. Why is that a thing, man?
I don't know.
See, people like yourself shouldn't be on the interwebs with with content like that, man. Yeah, good stuff.
Anyway, moving on.
Yeah.
Moving on.
You're literally losing it.
Oh, I'm sorry. So have you seen the promos for that Whitney Houston movie?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. What do you reckon? Is it something you want to watch?
I'm definitely gonna watch it. Whitney, in my opinion,
I want to dance with some.
is the greatest pop singer of all time. Of all time.
Bold claim,
And I say that, not saying she's my favorite.
but she's the best.
I think she's the best.
Hmm,
The only other
interesting.
person who vocally I think sings almost as good, though I still think Whitney sings better, is living today as Jennifer Hudson. In my opinion,
Right. Okay.
Jennifer Hudson might be the second greatest pop singer of all time. Just her voice is amazing. Not my favorites, ladies and gentlemen. They're probably top 10. They're not top 5. Just me paying respect. What do you think, man?
I have no opinion.
Oh, no, about the movie. Are you going to say I went on a tangent?
I think it's something that I might watch.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like I'd be interested.
Is it in cinemas or Netflix?
I think it's in cinemas. I think it's out in cinemas now at the moment.
Okay.
I'm not sure. One movie that I do want to watch that came out in December was Violent Night. It's David Harbour playing Santa, but he's like, I don't know, taking down a bunch of bad guys for some reason. Violent Night. So it's play on the Silent Night.
Okay.
The Carol.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't know where you get these movies from, man.
I saw an ad for it on Instagram or something.
Serious?
Yeah.
I've never gotten a movie ad on Instagram.
Oh, it might have been YouTube,
Oh, okay.
but I don't know. I saw it and I was like, oh, this looks fun.
Hold up. Did we just stumble? I've never seen a movie ad on Instagram. Have you?
Yeah. Yeah, I've had
A movie ad?
had movie ads. Yeah.
What movie?
Well, it's mainly like Amazon Prime movies, though. Like most of
Right.
the time, it's just like, oh, you can watch Samaritan on Amazon Prime.
Yeah, right. No, I'm saying I haven't seen Prime, Netflix, Paramount, nothing. Disney
Wow.
on Instagram.
What ads do you get?
I've been getting a lot of rugby recently.
Okay.
I don't watch a lick of rugby at all. Not even a little
Maybe
bit.
because you went to the World Cup and they're thinking you went to the Rugby World Cup or something. I don't know.
Oh, I say recent. It's been happening for like 6 months now.
Oh.
But like I don't touch rugby. I don't watch rugby content. I'm not interested in rugby. And I keep holding it and pressing not interested.
Yeah.
Yeah, it still comes
up.
But I get other stuff. I got a blender the other day.
A blender.
Blender.
Blender as in the
No, not the
software.
animated app.
Oh.
No,
an actual like
a food blender.
food blender.
Yeah, but I was using a blender, perhaps the day before, making a smoothie.
Interesting.
Isn't it crazy how that works? We're not even surprised anymore
Yeah.
to like see an ad based off of the thing we say.
I get a lot of ads for games.
Okay.
I'm just looking now. Disney Plus.
As I live and
Just
breathe.
came up. Yep.
As I live and breathe.
A
ladies and
water
gentlemen.
bottle. I don't know why I'm getting water bottle ads. Candlelight concerts. Displate. Oh, I've had a lot of those. Displate. They're like posters.
I got an Instagram ad.
Another game.
I got a 4-wheel drive ad.
Oh, very nice.
Oh,
Marvel Snap. I've got this game and I'm still getting ads.
Boxing Day. Oh, Marvel
Boxing
Snap.
Day sale.
Yeah. Marvel Snap, you said. Shoes.
Oh,
Always
yeah,
get
shoes. Yeah.
So my feed is actually. Yeah, no, it's pretty catered to me. Jordan Peterson, some stuff from Daily Wire and stuff.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I keep getting this one, Goat Club AU.
All right.
They do
Custom PCs or
custom PCs, but they always do a giveaway like every second day. But I think I'm getting a lot of those because one time they had a the promo, and basically the person whoever's like in the recording, they had their hand on the box, they put the tape on, and it went over their hand, and then just like it moved to the next part of the video, and so
Was it an ad?
well, it was an ad
Yeah.
for like a promo. They're like, "We're wrapping up today's promo. You need to get in quick so that we can give you our free PC." And then all the all these comments were on it saying, "Oh, do I get the hand with the
jeez.
with the PC?"
Oh man,
Other people being like, "Oh, is it hand delivered?"
that's your part of the internet, man. That's your part
It's
of the
like,
internet. Yeah, not bad. Not bad at all.
And so I think I made a comment as well saying,
You did?
I want, does the person come with the person taped to the box come with the box?"
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, anyway.
Oh, that's good.
So that's movies along with our 10,000 tangents.
That's right.
Did you know that Elon Musk has a 56 billion pay package at Tesla?
What do you mean?
As in his salary is $56 billion.
Good. So I don't know if it's his salary because he'd pay
Or his
tax
pay
on that.
package.
Yeah, like whatever his payout is at the end of the year, probably financial year. Because like it wouldn't make sense for you to give yourself that because you'd have to pay 50% of that in tax.
Yeah, I saw a thing about him defending it.
Oh, yeah, rightfully so. What, people don't like that he's earning 50 billion?
I don't know.
I don't understand people. Get your own 50 bill. That's nice though, 50 bill. What's
Hang
it say?
on. Elon Musk has told a court that he was completely focused on Tesla in 2017 when it was in crisis, as he tried to rebut claims that his $56 billion pay package was based on easy performance targets and approved by a compliant board of directors.
See?
So they were trying to say that like his pay package, he doesn't really have high performance targets, and he doesn't, like the board of directors that approved his pay package are very compliant to him.
I mean,
So they were trying to say that like
it's not justified.
Yeah, that he's getting it too easy.
No, that's just silly. If a company comes back from near bankruptcy and you get a decent pay package, I don't see why you don't deserve that pay. I think it's silly that people.
It says the court told Musk's $56 billion pay wasn't for punching a clock. They're saying he's punching a clock. You shouldn't get paid for
it's so
much
silly,
for
dog.
just punching a clock.
Nah, man, this bothers me. Oh, this bothers me so much, man. Dude, like, what is it with people counting other people's pockets? That's not your money. Leave him alone. He didn't earn that illegally. He didn't. No, sorry, I get carried away with that. Punching a clock. My gosh.
Yeah.
It's got nothing to do with the 56 bill. Good on you, Elon. Get you 100 bill.
Yeah, but it was an actual trial.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So there was like a trial that was sort of disputing whether or not it was fair for him to get that much money. Why am I getting ads for spinning tops?
Nothing to do with fair. Nothing. No such thing as fair.
And I think it was in November, the world population passed
8
billion.
How do you feel being one of 8 billion?
It feels similar to being one of 7 billion, even though that's a drastic difference. I mean,
huge
when was
difference.
the population 7 billion?
It was like 2012, I think. Population over the years.
2011.
There you go.
31st of October, Halloween.
Oh wow! Okay.
I actually saw this video where someone was watching the population count.
Yep.
And it was going up and down as it does because people are born, but people also pass away.
That's right.
And this guy was like, "Oh, why do people keep unsubbing?"
Oh no. Yo, man, the internet's ruined us, man. Internet's ruined us.
Honestly, the internet has fried our brains, man.
So it's saying here that in 1950 it was 2.5 bill.
What?
And world's population, it's in the next 30 years expected to increase by nearly 2 billion people.
Jeez.
9.7 bill by 2050.
That's insane.
And then 10.4 by the 2080s.
It just feels so weird that, like, we were alive when there were 7 billion people, and then, 1 billion people later, we're not that much older than we were back then.
That's what I want to see. In the year 2000, right? What was the global population? In the year 2000. Huh? By decade. Okay. In the year 2000, there were 6 billion. We were alive when there were 6 billion people.
6 billion. Wow, okay.
Our parents, I don't know. I would guess our parents were roughly the same age, but my parents were around when there was 3.7 billion.
What year was that?
1970.
Yeah.
So 3.7 bill.
That's insane.
That's crazy that it's like doubled and then some.
Yeah.
And then here we are in. So my nephews, they wouldn't have seen it when it was sub 7 bill.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man.
That's insane.
We're getting old too.
That's true. We're getting old.
Almost 50.
Yeah.
Damn near 50.
I have a friend who is like at the same age as me, like a few years younger.
Yep.
Not years, sorry, months. What
Yep.
am I talking about? A few months younger than me. And she's always like, I'm having my midlife crisis. And I'm like, what do you mean your midlife crisis? You're not even 25.
I find myself doing like
how short is your life gonna be?
old people stuff all the time now.
Oh yeah.
Like when my nephews are around and they're just running around the house, I hey,
Stop running.
better not be any running in this house for us. You guys don't want me to stand up? Start hearing some screaming real soon.
I saw someone do like a video where they did that, and then they had this like look of realization on their face, like, oh my gosh, wait.
I'm becoming.
But you're at the point where it's like, I
always told myself I wouldn't be my parents. I wouldn't be my your uncles and your aunties. I wouldn't be all strict, and I'm exactly what I said I wouldn't be. Every single thing to the T. Every time there's kids, there was kids in my house the other day, and they was like, "Oh, you want to play your PlayStation?" I said, "No." Hit all my control. What about your Xbox? I hit all my controllers.
Oh my gosh.
Nothing. Made them play puzzles.
Fair enough. Good on them.
Jeez. I'm an old head, but I don't want them touching my.
They better play. They better play something that's tactile.
Physical.
Real physical.
I told one of them, like, hey, go outside.
Go outside.
Play with the dirt, man. Throw a rock. Do something. Don't be sat inside. This lovely air conditioning. That's for me. It's got nothing to do with you. Get your hands dirty. Scrape your knee. Do something.
Or it's like when there's this thing that I saw where it's like a parent takes all the phones and the devices off their children. It's like, why are you always on your devices so much? Can't you like do something productive? And then they go back to scrolling.
They go back to
through
scrolling.
Facebook on their phone.
Yep.
It's like, damn, is that the parents that we're gonna be?
I'm actually gonna swear off Facebook. I'm gonna get rid of Facebook altogether. I don't use it now.
Yeah, I only use it for like messaging people. But
yes, me too.
I don't need the other.
Me too. I message people on Facebook all the time.
Yeah.
And messages.
Yeah. Okay.
And Instagram.
Yeah, you message people all the time.
My responses are so sharp, so quick.
I don't even. You must have like a time machine or something with how quick you just respond.
That's
like,
just
you
what
seem
it
to
is.
Just know
man.
when I'm online.
I'm on it. As soon as you send it, I'm like, yeah, that's exactly right.
Do you reckon they're gonna have like a point where you have like a thing implanted in your brain that picks up on all your messages? I don't think you would get that.
No, I don't think I would.
Hate it.
That's just
because everyone's trying to reach you.
Everyone's trying to get off me. Get off me. What do you want? I can't help you. I feel so bad, man, because I don't want to be this person.
Yeah.
But then maybe it's like I need to diagnose it. As soon as I see more than one message
From one person or
from two people,
From
like,
a number of people.
yeah, from like, let's say if there's more than one thing to like respond to or attend to, I'll like push it aside. I'm like, all right, I'll deal with it one by one when it's time to deal with it. Or sometimes I don't see it at all. I have this habit now of like just putting my phone on do not disturb.
Yeah.
And then getting on with my day.
But when you put it on do not disturb and then you like pull up this thing here, does all your stuff come up?
It does, but I never pull that thing up. I always just have it like this, and I'm just, and that's it. I don't need to see nothing.
You don't need to see your
like
8,
right there.
your 6 messages and your 1
don't
missed
know.
call.
I don't know what's going on. I think the missed call was from you. That's what
I think it is. I'm
Let me
pretty
see
sure it
that.
is.
Yep.
Yeah.
Will Smith. Oh, and my sister. I got missed calls, man. I don't.
I mean, yeah, you don't actually miss a lot, to be fair.
These are people I end up calling. It doesn't show you when you call them back, I don't think.
Oh, because it comes up in the number.
Yeah.
Where it's like 4.
Like on the same day. Like, I don't know, but maybe it does. This is a call log, so I guess this is showing everything. But yeah, no, I'll get better. Maybe that's a thing to get better at this year.
Yeah,
respond to
maybe.
every single message.
I feel like what you can do is...
What?
This sounds so bad.
Yeah.
You can mute all the people that you don't want to hear from.
Oh, jeez. That's everybody, man. It's everyone. There's like people that I purposely, regardless of like if I'm on Do Not Disturb, they'll always reach me.
Yeah.
And it's literally my mom.
Your mom. That's it.
Because
he's a mama's boy.
it is, but it's also just like,
if your mom needs to reach you,
it's that I feel like I get the longest talk from my mom if I don't answer that call. Do you know what I mean? It's like if it's with somebody else, whatever.
Yeah, they're just like, oh yeah, I didn't expect Prosper to get back to me anyway.
Yeah, no, mom will make me feel bad. It's like, really? I brought you to this earth. You can't answer my calls. No, what would do it?
Oh no. Wow. So there's all this stuff I wrote down, and I don't know how much of it I actually want to talk about.
We might.
So the Batman is on Netflix. Did you know that? They finally
should have known that
streaming.
because I bought it for $34.99.
Oh no!
Nah, but I bought it like as soon as it was available, so it's no stress.
Enough. Yeah, they put it on streaming, which is cool.
It's a great movie.
Meta. Okay. They in November were planning on laying off in the coming months. So that'd be this month. Laying off 11,000 employees.
Yeah, sounds about right. There was like a huge tech layoff in that time. Was it there? Like from
probably
Thanksgiving, like a little bit.
November.
Yeah, around then. I remember it was like a big thing that they had on like the news networks. Like all these people are being let off from their tech jobs.
I mean, with the Twitter takeover.
Yeah, but that one makes sense. It's like if you knew like a company wasn't doing so great financially, you came into it, and then it's like your own. It's like a private company now. You have the right to do whatever you want, really.
People were complaining about the blue check being a tax on free speech.
People complain about anything.
Yeah, but pretty crazy. There's also, did you hear about FTX? Crypto?
Yeah. Sam Bankman Fried.
1 million people.
So I read into this, man. It's so crazy. What he had another company, which essentially was like a bank or whatever. So he was giving himself loans.
Oh no!
And like there was a time where like obviously they couldn't pay it back. Like they couldn't pay back those loans, and then it quickly came tumbling down. And then SBF, being in the Bahamas, got arrested. And then went to, I think he's in jail now, but I don't know if it went to trial or anything. It might have just been, like, do they do that? Do they just straight convict, or do they
Oh, they have to go in trial.
Yeah,
Pretty sure.
there you go.
But you still go into like jail, like
Yeah.
for the time being
So
until
that's
you,
where I think he's in America now, but yeah, probably awaiting further trial or something.
Yeah. Apparently Mercedes announced a paid subscription for faster acceleration. So
How do you feel about that?
I think it sounds ridiculous.
Did you ever plan on buying a Mercedes?
I've never planned on buying
Even
a
in
Mercedes.
the future. Let's say in the future.
Oh, actually, so apparently there's a legal challenge in Europe about it. But they wanted to do like a subscription where
You pay money
you pay money
to move faster.
to be able to drive it faster, I think.
Europe is doing weird things, man, like that. Okay, not to divert too much, man. Maybe we'll come back to the Mercedes thing. Actually, no. Let's finish with the Mercedes thing, then I'll
I
bring
don't
it.
know much about it. I didn't do much research. I just like
Well, if you don't mind, I'd like to ask you about Apple and how they've been forced to convert all their iPhones into USB-C in Europe.
Yeah, we talked about this.
We did, didn't
last time? Yeah.
Did I ask you whether or not you think they would actually do it?
Oh, I thought they'd definitely do it because I thought they would do it worldwide because it doesn't make sense for them to make it in the EU and not make it everywhere else.
So
because you're making two different models.
I watched the interview, and he said, "We will comply." He didn't say we will do it. He said we will comply. I think the next big wave, the next big move, is there will be no charger for the iPhone. I think
so. They're gonna just do wireless.
Because it's not a patent that they own. Like USB-C means they have to pay. I believe they have to pay to use USB-C. It's the same thing that they had for the 3.5 millimeter.
I just think that if that's the case, then what are they gonna do for connecting?
Their whole ethos is wireless. Their whole ethos is wireless. It's like that's why the Magic Mouse doesn't have a proper front end thing. It's like they don't want you to connect anything. So that's the next direction they go. MagSafe. It's actually a pretty cool innovation, and I fully support what they're doing because
I just think that wireless charging is not at its optimal state. Like it pretty much. I think it charges. Last time I might not have the figures right, but I think it was like it charges at 68% of the efficiency.
Oh, okay.
Something like that. It's something really quite low.
Yeah.
Like the efficiency of a like actual physical wire
is a lot faster, right?
Is like
because you can
probably like twice as fast almost. And I've seen that happen in my life because I have a wireless charger that I can put my phone on.
Right.
And it's cool just being able to put it down and not have to plug anything in. But it takes so much longer to charge.
What iPhone is that on?
11.
Okay. I also have the 11, but I've seen it on the newer iPhones, the MagSafe thing. It is extremely fast.
Really?
Yeah. Like not as fast as a wire. Like I got a thing that charges mine and like I haven't done the math, but it's done like that sub 5% to like 70% in like 45 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah. It's really I liked it.
I feel like I'm due for a new phone soon.
You do?
Because the battery life has been really killing me.
Yeah, my capacity is
barely goes through.
Yeah.
Mine's at 80%, I think.
Mine's at 75.
Oh.
I need to change it immediately. But yeah, no, I think Apple's gonna make it all wireless. Or I don't know, they'll figure something out, but I don't think they're gonna make USB because it's like the Lightning, that's a patent that they own. And like people used to obviously pay them to use that, but with USB-C, they're going to have to pay that fee. And I don't see them wanting to pay that for all the phones in the world. I think the next iPhone, the iPhone 15 or whatever, I'm going to predict it comes out in like September or November. It'll be a wireless iPhone.
I wonder. Yeah.
Could I be right?
Maybe. It's possible. I don't think that that's the smartest way to go, because then you end up having everyone going, oh, does anyone have a wireless charger? I forgot to bring mine. Or it's like there's just so much because a wireless charger takes up a lot more space than just plugging a wire in.
Yeah. But it kind of makes a bit of sense, because it's like,
yeah,
I understand what you're saying, but I think it's more just like they've eaten into the revenue, into Apple's revenue by telling them that they can't use Lightning anymore.
So at my workplace, there's like little charging bays for all of the like RF scanners that we use, and everyone just chucks they call it a gun.
Okay.
They chuck their RF scanner in it.
Yeah, all right.
But it only works for that RF scanner. It doesn't work for other devices. But it's like, what I'm imagining is like people will end up like assembling this array of all these like wireless chargers for everyone to just chuck their phone at, because it's easier. Which, like, maybe that's good. I don't know.
Takes up more space.
But yeah, it does take up more space.
Oh, does it actually though? Because you don't have to plug it in
and then snake it around.
Yeah. It's tough to say.
It's like, if it's the same size as your phone, then it's like you're just putting your phone down there anyway.
And that's it.
Which could be better. But yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. It might be good. It might not be.
Yeah. No, I fully understand. Like, it sucks because I would have just preferred to like keep Lightning all the way through. I
feel like it would be handy to have
USB-C.
USB-C, because then you don't need like multiple different things. Like if you have a MacBook and you have an iPad and you have an iPhone,
USB-C,
then you can plug them all in with USB-C. You might need a different adapter, because I don't know if it's safe to put like one of those big bricks plugged into a phone. But
the fact that it's USB-C
the fact that it's USB-C means you don't have to like find.
So that much, I mean, so to be clear, that much I agree on. Like, because I think what Apple did there was like annoying, because it's like all their different devices are USB-C and then one is Lightning. Yeah. I think the bit that I'm protesting is the fact that they were forced to do it.
Yeah. But if they chose to do it, like out of their own will, they were like, yeah, we're gonna move it to USB-C.
Yeah, I would have supported that a lot more, but it's more just like, because now it's like a thing that's been mandated to them. That's usually not the best way to go about like doing business with big companies. Petty. Yeah, you're gonna be petty about it. It's like, oh yeah, cool. So
you don't want us to use Lightning? Okay, we won't use anything.
We won't use anything, and so that's what like complying looks like. So really, the people. I
wonder if complying does require using USB-C specifically.
They would find like a loophole around it, right? Like maybe. If they say if it's going to be a wired connection, because it's a mandate that's also given to like all the Samsung phones or whatever. It's like they all have, like the Android phones. Sorry, they all have to use USB-C.
Right.
But Apple's basically saying like, okay, look, if it's a wired connection, and that's what you're saying, then fine. But complying to me sounds like, okay, they might use MagSafe, and then it might plug into USB-C on like the power end or whatever. Like,
right.
In my head, maybe. I just don't see them choosing to stick to USB-C. It would be more convenient, but we'll see.
Fair enough.
Maybe they put it at the back. Oh, jeez, wouldn't that piss you off?
Piss me off so much.
That would piss everyone off.
Because, well, I mean, you put your phone face down and then plug it in.
That's something Apple would do. They put it at the back, and they'd say, oh, so we have more like area for your speakers at the bottom.
So the speakers are more even or something like that.
And the microphone.
Some crap like that.
And then we're going to put this, and then that's going to piss off everyone.
And then it's like, okay, fine. We'll use your wireless charger.
Dog. Oh my gosh. Have we stumbled on something?
We'll see.
They're going to put it on the back of the phone.
like the Magic Mouse.
Yeah, because people are gonna want to plug in the thing to USB-C. They're gonna put it right, and not just here.
Right in
here.
the Apple logo.
Right here, where you can't do nothing. Right in the center. It's like, oh yeah, it's USB-C now. We complied. I'm like, oh, okay.
But isn't that? Oh, that's where everyone puts those like pop knuckle things.
Now you can't put it. Well, they did that with. It gets complicated. The new iPad doesn't have the
the magnet for the
because the camera's on the side of it.
Yeah,
that's really ticked me off. I wanted that one.
Right.
And then they pulled that move. Now I don't want it anymore.
But it's like, yeah, because you need a magnet for your pencil. I mean, you don't need it.
Well, you could use the old lightning thing and stick it to, like, it works.
Oh, because it doesn't charge unless you charge it. So the pencil has to charge through the magnet, whereas now what do? You
have to plug it in.
You have to plug
just on that iPad though.
That's so
yeah, it's deep. It's deep, man. But Apple will do that to you. They'll make one thing inconvenient. Magic Mouse to this day, haven't forgiven them. iPad to this day, they can make it a computer. Haven't forgiven them.
Yep.
But
some other interesting bits and bobs. So some Alzheimer's related stuff. There was a successful trial for anti-Alzheimer's drugs. I don't know why I'm speaking so weirdly. And there was also research done to create a blood test that can detect Alzheimer's disease.
Successful?
Interesting. I don't. Well, it says that researchers created a blood test that can detect it.
Pretty cool.
So I think it was successful.
I'm glad.
But don't quote me on that.
I'm glad.
But yeah, it's like the fact that they had a clinical trial that was successful. Like, that's pretty solid.
Yeah.
Yeah, lots of war stuff and just like, it's sad. It's really sad. Just seeing all the stuff that's happened. In November, the inflation in the United Kingdom jumped to a 41-year high of 11.1%.
Yes. For reference, I think it goes up, 9% every 10 years? Inflation.
9% every 10
years.
So
like the rate of inflation is that, over the course of 10 years, it's 9%.
Yeah.
But they've just had 10 years worth of growth in 1 year.
Oh, like a 10-year increase of inflation.
Yeah, 10 years worth of inflation, the accumulation of inflation.
That's
no one, and they're talking about people not being able to afford heating and stuff like that. Yeah, because it's winter over there.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's not good.
Not ideal.
Not ideal.
But that's all unfortunately, it's the stuff that we also did during COVID and we're doing now. It's the borrowing of the money to pay for everything.
That's going to hit us in the butt later.
The people who have to pay for it is us, so unfortunately.
Donald Trump was reinstated on Twitter.
Love it.
By vote.
Love it.
By democracy.
Yeah.
Democracy.
Yeah.
What else happened?
Not say Messi won the World Cup. I said Messi won the World Cup.
We did say that. Messi won the World Cup.
Undisputed GOAT. I don't know, man. What are you looking forward to this year?
I'm looking forward to starting study again. Because I've changed degrees to social work. So I think that'll be fun. I think it'll be interesting studying something different for once.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to just new stuff in that. And having something to focus on, because at the moment it's felt really boring just going to work and then going home and then going to work again and going home and what am I doing?
Gotcha.
have nothing going
Yeah.
on.
You're earning money.
Yeah, but it's just like I'm earning money for what, you know.
Yeah, I understood.
So yeah, I'm excited for that. What are you looking forward to?
I don't know. There's like a lot of stuff that always it's like sports, Premier League, and stuff like that. But I don't know. I want to travel again.
Yeah.
Just because I enjoy. I know that I enjoy it. Like this trip that I just came back from, and it's not necessarily doing fancy stuff, but it's just being in and around other cultures and stuff. But yeah, God willing, we do that. Japan has to happen, man.
Nihon.
Because I love that place. So yeah, hopefully get to travel, but yeah, that kind of thing. I want to get good at guitar this year.
Yeah, I
like
definitely want to get more into my creative side because I've really been lacking. I got it's like a daily planner thing. It's very like hippy dippy sort of thing, but a lot of the stuff's like really actually helpful because it's like they've basically put out a whole bunch of preset like goals of here are some things that you can try. Here are some things that you can try and tick off and say that you've done this year or this month or this week.
Yeah.
And I'm someone who really struggles to be sort of independent. I was reading some of my kindergarten reports and it was saying like, oh, Luke is very like switched on, but he struggles to do work by himself. And I'm like, damn, like I haven't changed since kindergarten.
Just got to find something that interests you.
Yeah, it's sort of like one of those things where I need like explicit instructions on what to do, or I need to like give myself that instruction. And it's this thing called operationalizing, and so if you have sort of a lower executive function, which is like your ability to prioritize things and plan things out, it's very difficult to come from a goal to actual action.
Yeah.
And so to operationalize is to go, if I'm like, the best way I've heard it explained is I'm someone who's disabled, who has no movement or ability to do anything. All I can do is speak and tell someone to do exactly what I need them to do to get to this goal. That's the method that I need to use to operationalize a goal. So if my goal is I want to learn guitar, it needs to be more specific than that, because if I'm telling this other agent outside of me, hey, you need to do X, Y, Z, they need to actually do specific things to move towards a certain goal. So maybe they need to learn 5 chords, or they need to learn 3 notes, or whatever it is.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, going from general to specific.
Yeah.
And
so that's been really helpful for me. But I imagine, you know, it's different for every person. So
yeah. No, I mean, like, I feel the exact same way, but I don't know. Like, I imagine just the thing that it's like that there's a sense of freedom and autonomy that I've really come to value, especially in like operating as like a freelancer, especially in the last kind of year. And it's me just kind of understanding like consequences and how I can choose to do whatever I want with my time, but that means that later on I'll feel that consequence. Like if I sat down and did nothing, and then a week later I have no money, you know why? From a week ago, because it's like, oh yeah, you sat down and played PlayStation. Like, so you like there's a
I know whose fault this is.
I know whose fault this is. So it's like this really good thing where like you can plan around what you want to do, but it takes more responsibility that way.
Yeah. That's fair enough.
which is like, yeah, it's been a butt kicking, but
I
Yeah.
can imagine.
oh man, it's tough. If you just like, I'm a naturally lazy person, I think.
Oh yeah,
just
same.
like want to sit around and lounge and do nothing. But it's like as soon as a goal has been set that's clear, like as soon as I've set a goal that's clear, it usually comes from like a bigger goal that I set. Like, oh, at the end of the year, I want to do X, Y, Z. And I make like smaller goals, and I'm like, all right, every 3
Based on
months,
that
this
goal.
is, yeah, based on that one.
Move towards it.
It's so much easier. Yeah. And like, I'm understanding that now. I didn't get it 6 months ago, a year ago, kind of
Mm.
thing. But yeah.
Well, fair enough. You know, one of the coolest things about being a lazy person is
Mm.
that you'll often find the best way to do something. Because you're like, I don't want to
It's
put any
beautiful.
effort into this.
It's beautiful. Yeah, because it's
And
like,
you find really efficient ways to do
you find an efficient way to do it, and then you find a way to like do more with your time. Like, oh, okay,
Yeah,
I found
yeah,
a
yeah.
better way to do this. Now I can find something else. Like I know these days, it's like, if there's something I don't want to do around the house, for instance, like I could just ask someone to do it in exchange for me offering something else.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it's a lot easier that way. It's easier for me to like ask my sister to, like, if it's something that I'm supposed to do, like, I don't know, mop the floor, and I don't want to do it, and she says she doesn't mind doing it at 2 a.m. in the morning when no one's around,
Jeez.
because yeah, but it's
Alright,
like
okay.
she's already awake because she's been doing uni, and like that's like her alone time where she just gets to
Oh,
do
okay.
nothing. So I'm
Fair
like,
enough.
okay, cool. What if I do this? You do that, and it's like
Yeah.
an exchange kind of thing.
Trade,
So
yeah.
yeah, it's being lazy but effective.
Yeah. It's always the way to go.
I think so.
Means you're just efficient.
I think so.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah,
Prosper, is that the show?
I think that's the show.
That's the show.
Thank you everyone for listening, and we'll see you when we see you in a few weeks.
Yeah. If you wanna, did you stop recording? Yeah. If you want to get in contact with us, I don't know how I'm speaking. If you want to get in contact with us, we have a Instagram. It's at Smitty and Prizzy Pod. We're also on TikTok, but not active. We have a Twitter at Luke Prosper Pod. Our website is shows.acast.com/the-quarterly-report. And yeah, you can send us an email at smittyandprizzypod@gmail.com. We haven't received any emails, sadly. I'm just waiting for the day.
Jacob, email us.
I'm waiting for the day that we get an email saying for us to like let's check the email actually. Your friends are listening to these podcasts. Okay, great. That's beautiful. Yeah. I'm waiting for the day that we get an email from someone that's actually interesting. I think we've got a whole lot of spam saying, "Oh, I've got a few. Hey, my colleague found you on Instagram and loved your content. She passed me your details and told me to reach out to you." Jeez. My name is Lydia and I'm in charge of finding new talent for Instagram marketing agency. Similar accounts to yours are crushing it on Instagram. Jeez, okay.
She wants our business. We ain't got none.
Wow. 2 people saying that their colleague Stephanie found my Instagram from different companies.
Maybe everyone knows a Stephanie. The same Stephanie.
Oh no, they're both the same
Oh.
email but different name. Wow, very interesting. Okay. Anyway, yeah. Thanks for
Tuning in.
thanks for tuning in. I hope you guys send us some actually good emails.
Yeah. Until then, we'll see you at the end of the month.
Yeah. See you then.
Thank you guys. Bye bye.
Bye bye.